Hey Daniel, so rather than competing with your last video and trying to show you myself wearing a whole bunch of shirts, I thought I would cheat by just showing you a picture of my shirt drawer. On to Republican politics. Over the weekend, Newt Gingrich won the South Carolina primary, which means that there is now a serious possibility of not Mitt Romney getting the Republican nomination. Meanwhile, there are currently 8 candidates running to be the official opposition leader in Canada and quite possibly the next Prime Minister as party leader for the NDP. Nikki Ashton, Nathan Cullen, Paul Dewar, Thomas Mulcair, Peggy Nash, Romeo Saganash, Martin Singh, and Brian Topp. Wait, what? Yeah, it's this thing where the Republican race is being widely covered by the Canadian news media, but if you ask most Americans, they'd probably say they'd never heard of the NDP nor know what it was. It's actually been a recurring theme in my conversation with friends this past week, where at least anecdotally, Americans don't seem to know anything about Canada. Like, they love Canadians, but they don't know anything about us. So I thought I would do the most scientific test I know about this. I told the internet I was in Atlanta and went straight to the Googles to find out what Americans wanted to know about Canada by starting off questions, beginning with, is Canada? And the first question is Canada a country? No, Canada is a llama. Yes, Canada is a country. Are you serious right now? Next, is Canada socialist? Okay, from what I gather from American news media, it seems that the word socialist in the United States is sort of synonymous with the devil taking form in Stalin standing on top of an iron curtain and killing everybody in sight. In Canada, the current definition of socialism is more in tune with the modern definition of social democracy, which is the idea of having social justice, but within a framework of democracy and capitalism. So yeah, there are plenty of Canadians who will say that they're socialists, and the second biggest party right now in the Canadian government is a social democratic party and is a member of Socialists International. So by that measure, yes, Canada is socialist, kind of. Is Canada part of the UK? No. We are a part of the British Commonwealth, which means that the British royalty is symbolically our head of state, but that's it. Is Canada a good place to live? Yes, it's lovely. I quite like it. Also, you don't have to just believe me. The Economist rated 3 Canadian cities in the top 5 most livable cities in the world. Next, was Canada in 3 wars? Yes, yes, and no. Was Canada a British colony? Parts of it were. Other parts were French. Next I tried, does Canada celebrate Thanksgiving? Sure do. Canadian Thanksgiving is on Columbus Day. Does Canada have an army? Yes. Does Canada celebrate Christmas? Yep, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas. Does Canada have a president? Nope, we have a prime minister. And finally, are Canadians afraid of the dark? What? So I had to look this one up because I originally thought it was talking about that TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark, which was terrifying when I was like 5, but apparently this is a joke from How I Met Your Mother, which is not a show that I watch. To try to answer this question, I guess considering how much earlier it gets dark in the winter the farther you go north, I would say Canadians are probably less likely to be afraid of the dark. Are Canadians Americans? No. Are Canadians nice? Okay, this question is dumb. You can't ask me if 30 million people are all nice. That just doesn't work that way. Are Canadians British? Okay, so science has spoken, and the verdict is that while some of those questions were legitimate, most of them just show that the average American Google user knows actually nothing about Canada. At least no one wanted to know if Canada was gay, right?